Hey y'all, whether it's morning, evening, or afternoon, I'm just glad that you guys had decided to vibe with E. Yes, the one and only E. Hey y'all, hope y'all feeling amazing, doing amazing, and just being amazing overall. And if not, it's okay. It's all right, my friend. Bad times don't last forever because after every storm, there is a rainbow, and you're getting closer and closer every day to that amazing rainbow. Okay? Okay. So hey y'all, what's up? What's poppin' once again? I hope y'all are doing amazing. And like I say all the time, if not, it's okay, it's all right. I understand we all go through things in life, but those moments help us to get to the good moments. And when we have those good moments, we have to reflect on the times that we had that had led us to have these amazing, wonderful, extravagant, whatever moments. Okay? So, y'all, cheers to the month of March coming to a end. I can say first and foremost, doing a recap on the month of March, from the beginning of March all the way to the end of March, March has been nothing but a blessing to me. Nothing but great opportunities, a lot of networking and connections with others, as well as just taking the time to learn from others, as well as receiving blessings at the blessings at the blessings within academics, job wise, the podcast wise, etc. Y'all, I cannot thank y'all enough for taking the time out of y'all busy days to listen to me. That makes me feel so amazing because I understand how it is to have a busy life and then try to stay in tune with someone and then trying to, get a feel of a person and things like that. And then have somebody that catches your eyes or ears, because if you're watching me on YouTube, I know y'all be like, y'all, it takes me a moment. It takes people a moment to really get in tune with watching people. Like it's like a show. Like I gotta watch the first series, and if I really like, I'm gonna keep on watching and watching and watching and watching it. So I thank y'all all so much, from the listeners, the viewers from all over the world, all over. I thank y'all so much. Like I really do. Shout out to Texas, Kenya, um, y'all, Singapore, my city, Baltimore. Like y'all just make me feel real good. Y'all make E feel really good because I am not gonna lie to y'all. Before I started recording this, I had a moment like, look, I don't know how I'm feeling today. Because when you wake up in the morning or you wake up and you didn't get enough sleep, they say to pray. Y'all, it was so bad I couldn't even talk. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna fight this. If I don't say my prayers out loud, long as I say it in my head. But however, y'all, let me tell y'all what else happened. The day before, that was my last day for spring break. Baby, I was staying in the bed all day. I wanted to make it my prerogative to stay in the bed all day. But that didn't happen. Because every time I say I'm going to stay in the bed all day, that doesn't happen at all. I'd get up and do other things and handle some things and stuff like that. And that's exactly what I did. And then this is spring. I'm in the urge of spring cleaning. So that took me a little minute too. And then, when you clean up, you want to make sure this is done. Maybe it's just me, y'all. I can't clean up one area and don't clean up the next and then don't vacuum and all that stuff behind me. Cause like, I don't know. I don't like mess. Like I wipe down, disinfect, spray stuff, Lysol, everything. So yeah. Plus it's springtime, y'all. Do that spring cleaning. Stop pushing it back. Do it. Cause you never know what's in there that needs to go away and what needs to get rid of. Y'all, what is so crazy is I wish I could show y'all, but I found this note that I wrote to myself with all 5 years ago. Let me say 5 years ago, I wrote this um goals list to myself. It was like a lot of goals on there. And the crazy one is the first one I found, I was in high school. It was on an index card. And before podcasts were really popular and popping like that, y'all, I always said that if I went to school, I would minor in journalism or journalism and media. Y'all, when I tell y'all, yeah, before I went to Morgan State University, NCCBC, Community College, Baltimore County, I had wrote a note to myself saying that I will create a radio station and it will be called The Vibes. That was, I believe, I want to say 7 years ago. Now look where we at, y'all. I turned the vibes into vibing with E. And the topics are the vibes. Let me tell y'all how things work in so many ways. March have been, like I said, March just have been an amazing month for me, especially within the podcast, just flourishing and flossing and all that beautiful stuff in its own way. When I did my spring cleaning in my closet with all my paperwork that was in there, some of that stuff had to go from years ago. And I seen that note, both of them notes to myself. It was like, wow, I predicted the future for myself. And my engineer and I, we was talking about it. I was like, bro, it's no way in the world that I would think this would be the way that it is, because like I said, back then when I was, coming up, podcasting was there, but it wasn't as popular. And then, because I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a journalist minor and I'm gonna be a social worker, human counseling major. Y'all, it's impossible to do. I'm gonna let y'all know that now. But when I seen it, it just like a hardcore memory just came to me. And it was like, wow. Like, I remember having this vision, and years later it came in the long run. So y'all, if y'all ever wrote letters to yourselves or just wrote things out and things like that, y'all look back at them. You will be shocked at what you see. You'll be shocked at what you find, because it's so crazy how things work. It's so crazy how things work, y'all. I wish I would have took a picture of it, because I'm trying to see, because then the other day too, I did the vibing out with guest appearances. I seen some stuff that I wrote, like some notes that I said to myself and everything, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Having old documents and finding old things and impact with you, just writing down your goals, aspirations, and things like that. And if you achieve them, it's like jaw dropping. Cause y'all, I tell you, at that moment, I had a jaw drop moment. I was like, wow. 5 years ago, I predicted this stuff and it happened. The podcast ready to be 2 years old in a couple months from now. March 15 made a year and 9 months. Will be 2 years old June 15th, 2025, on a Sunday. And that's on Father's Day. Jesus Christ. But I just really was like, wow, I came a long way. And I'm so glad that I'm still doing what I'm doing, because I'm not going to lie to y'all. It's been times where I just wanted to stop because I didn't know if this was for me or not. And you know what's for you when you keep doing it and doing it and doing it. And when people say, don't stop, or they in press and all that stuff by, because y'all, I was so shocked. I was shell shocked when y'all been seeing the stuff and feeling the vibes, y'all like it and stuff. So I appreciate y'all so much from all over the world from listening to me. That's why I say morning, evening, or afternoon, because you never know who's watching, you never know who's listening. So I'm glad that I've been saying that since day one, because it makes sense. People used to be like, why are you saying morning, evening, or afternoon? Baby, now you know. I have friends all over, because I don't know if they're listening to it in the morning, in the afternoon, or it's nighttime over there. I'm going to still say it out of respect, okay? And so I'm going to give you a little background before we get into the wellness lesson of the day. So starting off the podcast, I want a catchy hook, because I don't want a song. Songs copyright, I didn't want that. And y'all, it took me forever to think of something that did not involve music involved. Because like, I wanted to have Sky's the Limit and instrumental on there. I think one of the episodes have it, and I was like, oh no, I'm about to get copyrighted like a mug if I was to keep doing it over and over. But then the hey y'all, whether it's morning, evening, or afternoon, or sometimes I'll be like, hey y'all, what's up, what's poppin'? So whatever it was, y'all, I just like, dang. So I took it and ran with it, and I'm stamping it. So overall, y'all, I just thank y'all so much for just vibing out with me and my guests, y'all. Shout out to all the guests that I had so far from February up until March. I appreciate y'all so much. Like, the vibes, y'all, were so dope. I learned so much from everyone that had been on my platform. I've learned so much about myself as well But overall, I was so comfortable, and I'm so blessed and honored to have those individuals that was in a session with me, that took the time out of their busy day to even want to sit down and, vibe out with me, as well as fill out the documents and stuff that's needed to do the process for me, for y'all to rock out and vibe out with me. So overall, I thank y'all all so much, from the listeners, the people that have been on the platform for the bonus series of Vibing Out with Gas, for just people, excuse me, just being here for me since day one. If you're new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. And for the ones that are not new to this but true to this, hey y'all, what's up? What's poppin'? So yes, thank you so much. I make it my prerogative to say every time I'm on here, or when I'm vibing out with the guests, or if I see y'all online, to thank y'all, to give y'all flowers as well, because like I said, it's hard to even just want to sit and listen to somebody, like listen to certain music and stuff like that. It's hard to sit there and be like, do I want to listen to this today, or I got time? Because that's why I say it's okay if y'all don't listen to me on Wednesday, the day when it drops. Same thing for the vibes of the day, the guests, vibing out with guests. If y'all don't listen to it on Friday, long as y'all listening, that's all that matters. And I'm just so grateful, blessed, and honored to advance the ambiance of this, because it's like, wow, this is something that I created, I did for myself, all on my own, and now I have my own little fan base. So I thank y'all all so very much. I wish y'all nothing but the best things in life. I love y'all dearly. Okay? And don't let nobody ever steer you wrong, because E, the wellness educational coach, is not going to steer you wrong. But without further ado, y'all, I want you guys to sit back, relax, and enjoy hearing my voice or seeing my pretty face if you're watching on YouTube. Because today is the last Wednesday of the month. And if you're new here, Wellness 101 Lessons is a series that I created also a year ago in honor of when I got sick. And the wellness lessons had came from that, and also by me going to Morgan State University. We have wellness days where the university let us take a day, whatever day they have planned for us off, and we just do nothing with academics, just do whatever we want to do with our wellness. So both of those experiences just created Wellness 101 Lessons. And the lessons are impacted with wellness, regardless if it's physical, mental, emotional, social, whatever the case may be. So, in honor of March, even though this is the last day of March, March is dedicated to social workers and Women's History Month, as well as other national things as well. However, like I said, if you're new here, I am a social worker in the making, and of course, I'm a woman. So, March has really, really been a lovely month for me over the past 5 years, I would say. And I have been doing nothing but promoting women's history, women from all different backgrounds, cultures, things like that. And I'm stepping a little bit more into diving deep into other social workers. Shout out to TikTok, having a platform where when you search up one thing, you're going to see it over and over again. And on my feed, I've been seeing a lot of amazing social workers out there. So shout out to y'all as well. I hope y'all enjoyed this wonderful month, and I hope y'all were honored in whatever shape or form, because is needed, as well as for all the beautiful women out there. I hope y'all guys were honored and praised and had flowers, applause, confetti, all that, because it's needed. Okay? So, I want you guys to turn me up on the TV, the PCs, the MacBooks, the iPads, tablets, phones, whatever, because as always, every wellness lesson is something special, as well as very important, as well as the vibes of the day. So every wellness lesson is very, very important, because it helps you in any type of shape or form. And one day you're going to use this. I know for a fact you're going to. Okay, I know you are, because I'm learning right with y'all. So let's get into it. Today's wellness lesson 101 is self-care and wellness for women, prioritizing your health and happiness. Like I said, in honor of Women's History Month, it is important that I highlight on the wellness side of how it is for us women, and how can we prioritize our health as well as our happiness on our daily day basis. Sorry, y'all, had to take a sip of water. Mouth getting a little dry talking. So, as I do the vibes of the day, if you're new here, I still do the wellness and vibes of the day the same way. The only time I don't do this way is when vibing out with guests, because vibing out with guests is like a conversation that two or more people are having, but really not paying no attention to the cameras and the mics for real. Just having an amazing time, just vibing out and, just having casual, amazing, good, wholesome conversation with other humans. So within the wellness lessons as well as the vibe of the day, with me, E, I break it down to the definitions, the 5 W's, and quote of the day, and I read off of the notes that I have, and then I add my own little twist to it, and then yeah. So, like I said, today's Wellness 101 lesson is 13, lesson 13, because made a year in February, which was shocking. And I forgot when we made a year. I forgot the date when it made a year, but uh, once I find out, I'll probably add it on there. um, Hold up, y'all. Time out. Time out. Because I just thought of that. I was like, wow, we really made a year within the wellness days. And the podcast ready to turn 2 years old. And then next year on Valentine's Day, the Vibing Out with Guest series will be 1 year old. Wow. Like, see how time is flying? I was just like, wait a minute. A year, the podcast is a year, 9 months, about to be 2 years old. And Vibing Out with Guests just taking off. It's like a month old. It's crazy. It's crazy work, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all this before we get any further. Whatever dream, desire, whatever you have in store you want for yourself, don't beat yourself. Do it. And if you want to treat yourself to something, don't beat yourself up. Treat yourself to whatever you want to do. Whatever goal, aspiration you have in life, do it. Because you never know how much of an impact can that help you in life. Take it from me. I found the cards that I wrote to myself. Writing letters to yourself and then finding them 3, 4, 5 years later is the best thing ever, because it'll have you thinking, like, did I really do this, or am I going to do this? Do I have time for this? Sorry, guys. Do I have time for this? So, y'all, I also found letters I wrote to myself too that I'm determined to get 3 or 4 degrees. I'm on the second one. Write a children's book. Y'all, that's one I put a question mark on, because I'm still a little, shaking on it, because, like, I'm now getting connections and understanding children well. So that might come into play years down the line. But nevertheless, y'all, whatever dreams, desire, aspirations, stuff you have in life, do not push them on hold. Do those things, put it on the flow. Do what you have to do. Like, do what makes you happy. Do whatever your mind is telling you to do, because I guarantee you're going to be like, oh my gosh, like, I never thought that I never would have thought that this would be my life. If that makes sense. Do what you feel is best for you, because you never know, in years from now, it could blow up. And it'll help you in the long run. Okay? Okay. So the definition impacting the wellness lesson, the Wellness 101 lesson 13, is self-care is a central practice that nurtures women's mental, emotional, and physical well-being. In a world where women often juggle multiple roles, prioritizing self-care is not just a luxury, but a necessary for maintaining balance and resentment. By engaging in regular self-care practice, women can improve their overall health, reduce stress, and enhance their sense of worth. Taking time to focus on wellness empowers women to show up as their true self in personal and professional lives. That one is very important. In that definition, I really like how I worded it and the information that I found to put the pieces together, because that is very important. Us women, young, old, middle, whatever you want to call it, or identify, we do wear a lot of hats. We do a lot of things, and we just don't realize it. Like me, I'm a student. I'm a student, social worker in training. I'm a podcaster, worker, sister, when you're the older sister, you're a part-time mama and everything. So I wear a lot of hats. And I know a lot of other women too that wear so many hats and handle so many things at once and juggle it too. Shout out to all of y'all because it's not easy. And that's why I'm such a big advocate on prioritizing self-care, because if you don't have any self-care, it's going to have a, I don't want to say a bad look, but it's going to affect you, especially within your professional life. And when you go to anywhere dealing with your professional life, they always say whatever you're dealing with and whatever population you're dealing with, you gotta leave it at the door. Like with me dealing with children, like this morning I woke up, I was so exhausted. But every time I walk in the door, sometimes it just goes away every time I see them, because they be the ones that wake me up. Regardless of how big or small they come in with their issues, or, the vibes they have, it wakes me up. But I prepare to leave it at the door. Once I get to that door, buzz myself in the door and go to my little space. It's like, all right, I know what today is gonna be. Regardless, for like I say, regardless of how I feel and how others may feel, we always have to think of that mentality of leave it at the door, because our vibes can, affect someone else and rub someone else the wrong way and all that stuff. And I'm real big on good vibes only, because I get it. I get it. We're human. I get it. I get it. But sometimes, sometimes you need to let it out. And I'll be the one to be like, let it out. If you want me to even help you let it out, we can. We can scream. Uh, we could kick. We could throw. Whatever you got to do. But we're going to make sure that we prioritize self-care so we don't have those burnt them outbursts often. So we don't have them like often all the time. So for us women that are nurturers, when it comes to mental health, emotions, emotional and physical well-being, it's a must that self-care comes to play with those main three, especially when it comes to our wellness, because a lot of things juggle for us, even within our health. Like we have to, sometimes it's hard to stay calm as a woman, because you never know what's going on. You never know what the mood swing is, what the vibe is feeling that day. So especially when it comes to mental, for me, I do what's best for me. If I know I don't want to go outside, I don't want to be bothered. At first, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it took me a long time to tell people like, look, I don't feel like it. Cause sometimes, we use we tell stories to people, be like, well, don't tell a story, sis. Let them know, look, I don't feel good. Like, I don't feel like it. I don't want to. I need to woosah, like, especially if you have a busy day. Like me, like a busy week or so, like me, I don't want to do nothing this weekend. I just want to stay in my bed. The weekend, I guarantee I'm going to stay in that bed. I might move around in the house, but I'm staying in the bed. Because when you're such a busybody, sometimes we need to rest. We need to recharge and rest. And I'm big on like, I need to get sleep. And I know it's a few people out there that can relate to, like, when you're such a busybody and you like to be busy, you don't like to stay stagnant. When you don't have nothing to do at the time, it's like, okay, what I'm gonna do? And my first instance is I'm gonna eat and I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna eat, take a shower, and go to bed. And sometimes it works because that's a part of our wellness as well as our mental and physical well being. You're giving the body rest, the brain, and you're practicing how to relax and let them shoulders down and breathe out. If y'all watch on YouTube, y'all see me doing my shoulders, because y'all, I think my shoulder is killing me. And I ain't even really do nothing. Well, yes, I did. Pulling, pushing, and pulling trash and throwing stuff away because of spring cleaning. But I digress. That's why, y'all, it's good to get massages. And the men too out there, I know they listening to and telling the women in their life, look, he told me. So shout out to the men out there as well that listen to me, because y'all, it takes a lot to listen to a woman. Because I know it takes a lot out of me to listen to a man talk about certain topics, especially when they rapping and singing. But y'all, the way y'all just put that flow together is like, whoa, I like that. But yeah, so taking the time to focus on your wellness is very important. It's empowering because it helps us with our day-to-day life, especially within our personal and professional life. So self-care is essential and is important, and I feel like it's needed. And every woman should practice it in their own type of way when they're ready, but include it in their everyday routine, no matter how long it is, what it is, just do it. Like Nike. Okay. Okay. So the first question we have is, who can benefit from prioritizing self-care, and why is it essential? Why is it especially crucial for women? Off the dome, every woman is impacted and have benefits from prioritizing self-care. From little ladies, younger ladies, middle-aged ladies, older ladies, and elderly ladies. All of us are able to be all of us are able to create a self-care plan for ourselves. We're all able to benefit from prioritizing self-care within our lives. And the reason why this is crucial for women is because every woman benefits from self-care, but it is essential, but especially signified for women who often take on caregiving roles in society expectations that demand emotional and physical energy. When women prioritize self care, they implement their overall health, mental clarity, and emotional strength, allowing them to thrive in both professional and personal spaces. Investing in self care ensures they are not pouring from an empty cup, but instead showing up as the most authentic selves for themselves and others. Y'all, I watched this lady, and her name is Nikki. Y'all, I am a big fan of was it DIY? When people, clean their house up and stuff like that, it's so bad, y'all. That's what got me into really deep cleaning when it comes to deep cleaning when it comes to cleaning up the house, and when it comes to spring cleaning. The lady that I watched, her name is Nikki, the beautiful woman. Like, she really living a life. Like, she's so organized. She got all this stuff, and I'm learning every day how to be organized and organize. Like, I organize, but the way she organized to the T is like, watch when I get a big old house. I'm gonna have a room. She got a room in the closet, y'all. That's her space, her beauty room. Wait till I get something like that. But she has a saying that I just said, like, an empty cup, there's not pouring from the empty cup. Don't pour from an empty cup. You have to fill your hers is saying her saying is like, you gotta fill your cup up. Don't let it, like, don't let milk spoil. You gotta make sure you keep filling your cup up every day, especially as a woman that has so much going on with their life. Like moms, sisters, aunties, guardians, grandmas, whatever you are, you're entitled to take care of this person or look out for this person, dog moms and things like that. When you have a lot of responsibilities on your plate as well as looking out for yourself, it's important for you to have self-care in your life. I don't care how big or small it is. I don't care what you do and when you're doing it. Even if you do it with people, me, I prefer to do my self-care alone because that's my alone time. That's when I have the option to be alone and just unwind and just have a clear mind and ease myself, y'all. Because like I said, if you're the type to be, everybody's, you know, supporter, frontline leader, and all that stuff, sometimes you need to give yourself a break, And the themes last year I had was taking control, being selfish, and popping out. And I still follow those vibes as well, because sometimes we have to be selfish. Sometimes we have to be a little bit selfish to ourselves and appreciate on ourselves, as well as taking that risk on trying new things that will impact us in the long run and we never know it. Like, I'm pushing off certain stuff. Like, I haven't took myself on a self date in a long time because I'm just like, sometimes I don't have the energy to even leave the house, depending on if it's something with school, work, the podcast, or whatever the case may be. Sometimes I just be like, I'm gonna give me something to eat, watch a movie or my favorite show, kick back, eat that, and go to bed. And sometimes that's good too, but also to get outside, get a nice little tan. The sun is give you vitamin D. So, take that time to, just love on yourself in whatever way you can. Shopping sprees. I love when I see women on there when they do their self-care. They're doing self-care at Sephora, Ulta, wherever, because they're buying their self-care products, okay? Y'all, I'm still learning the self-care products, because as y'all see, if y'all are watching me on YouTube, I have this lip butter by Tree Hunt, y'all, the scrub. That's been helping my lips because a couple weeks ago, well, a couple days ago, well, it started a couple weeks ago, but a couple days ago, I noticed it real bad. My lips was peeling. My bottom lip was peeling so bad. And I was like, what in the world is this peeling? Y'all was walking around with Vaseline on like crazy. And then I forgot, like, when it healed up after I used the Vaseline and stuff, I was like, I could have used this lip scrubber. And I had a lip scrubber too from Sephora with like, it has a scrubber on the top and it got the it's like Carmex, but it's not Carmex. It's Carmex texture that help you at night. So you put the scrubber on, I think, in the morning, and put the Vaseline on at night, or whatever way it go. Well, I probably put it on wrong, but either way, it was helping me. But stuff like that, y'all, just being able to prioritize pouring more into your cup. Love on yourself, regardless how big or small it is. Just pour and love on you. I'm not saying like you gotta tell people, oh, not today. Excuse me. Oh, not today. I'm not in the mood because I'm doing my self care. No, you tell them politely, like, hey, I'm gonna get to it when I can, but right now, I'm gonna let my hair down. You know, letting the hair down real quick, and I'm gonna get right back to you. My problem is also not taking a whole day for advantage, cause spring break was here, y'all. That Monday that passed, it was the 17th, I think. Yeah, St. Patrick's Day. I got my lashes done. I need to go get them filled. I need to get a fill in. I got my lashes done. I got my eyebrows done. And I got me something to eat. Came home. I was watching TV, eating my food, relaxing. But I had to handle some business for school. And when I say, I mean the whole day that y'all need to just take advantage of the whole day. I mean, don't touch the laptop or nothing. Don't even pick up the phone. Y'all, like, it's so hard for me to do that because when, like I said, you are a busy person and when people rely on you and you're the go-to for everything, it's hard. It's hard to not pick up that phone and stuff like that. So, you know, all of us benefit from it. From the younger ladies to even our little ladies, our little girls. We have to put this in their mind too. My students that I have fourth grade students too. I implement and show them self-care plans, y'all. And they be really on it too. Some of them do self-care that I don't even do. But it's like you're never too young to learn about self-care and why it's important to pour into you and don't pour over your cup. You know, pour into you, love on you, and appreciate you because we all need to have something that's going to make us feel good so it can impact us mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, social, all that, as well as when it comes to our professional and personal life. It's a must that we keep ourselves up to date and feel good because yes, I understand, like I say all the time, bad times don't last forever. Because some good ones are coming soon, but we also have to rely on them good times to be like the bad times that helped us shape us to get to where we're at. And that's how it is with self-care. Self-care is the thing that I feel like it helps with everything. And I'm a big advocate for self-care because when pandemic happened, that's where it hit the most that everybody needed self-care. And that even when you're working, and your pressure, like, if you gotta take a couple days off from work mentally to get yourself together, do it. If you know, like, today is like, look, today's the day I don't feel like it. I don't have the urge, and I know I'm gonna go in there and I'm setting it off. I'm going 0 to 1,000. Forget 100. It's 0 to 1,000. And I'd rather keep it 0 because that's what I am. But if I'm feeling like, look, it's not the day, use that time because they have it. Use your mental health days. Use it. Ladies, use it. I understand, you know, when you in that mode, when you hustling, you dipping and dabbling, you grinding, you don't want to take off until it's the weekend. But I guarantee you, if you know someone that's going out, you know someone right now if you know someone right now that's going through it, let them know that, give them some grace. Give them some grace, but also encourage them to love on themselves a little harder. Because I know somebody out there that's listening to me that's going through this right now. And I hope this help you, my sister. Because I understand the feeling. Love on yourself. Appreciate yourself. But also do what's best for you. Okay? Number 2. What are the key elements of a healthy self-care routine? A healthy self-care routine that supports mental, emotional, and physical well-being. well-being. So when it comes to what are the elements of healthy self-care routines that supports mental and emotional physical well-being, well, like I basically just said, having that ability to have a well-rounded self-care plan for yourself, whether it's just impacting the areas of just mental, emotional, um physical, or social, do whatever you please. And I'm thinking, because y'all, oh my gosh, I wish I could pull up examples, because like I said, it's never too young to teach the younger generation, especially the younger girls. With my fourth and sixth grade girls, I did a self-care plan board for them. So a self-care board. And I did it within four areas. So wellness, mental, physical, and social. No, we did emotional, no, wellness, physical, mental, and social. Because, they're younger. And social is one of the many things that they really, really, really were into. But also what they were really into was the wellness. So for social, they do social media, they go outside, they dance and stuff. Wellness, some of them was like their parents, they do yoga with them, or they say things like the affirmations to themselves to impact their wellness, or sometimes they do make healthy treats and stuff like that too. So I learned a lot from the younger girls that I don't even do for myself within the wellness aspect, or whatever the case may be, y'all. But from what the notes I have said, a well-rounded self-care routine includes mental activities like journaling or meditation, emotional practice like setting boundaries and engaging in fulfilling relationships, and physical habits like regular exercising. So like I said, extra salad, exercising, balanced nutrition, and restful sleep. Engaging in habits, taking breaks, and practicing mindfulness also contributes to self care. The key is consistent. Small daily actions can lead to significant improvements in overall well being. So, y'all, like I said, just having that well-rounded self-care plan is essential, and it's very important, especially being consistent. I always tell people, start off small and start off slow until you find your niche, and this is what you want to do, and this is what you're comfortable with. Because I remember just thinking back, like when I was at community college, I was practicing self-care and I didn't really know the whole definition, the whole world, the whole trend of, or as people say, the trend of self-care, until I was like, wow. Because like sometimes when I would get paid at the job I was working at the time, on a Friday when I had class, I would get out early, I did my homework, or if I didn't have homework, I'll just come home, give me something to eat, might take a nap, and I might go out and treat myself. And I look back at it, I'm like, wow, when you're younger, you be like, okay, I can do this. But when you get older, it's like, it's bills that need to be paid. Oh, excuse me, it's bills that need to be paid. So I got to slow down, because sometimes your pockets ain't balling like that. But what I do is, y'all, every 15th of the month, because my birthday is July 15th and the podcast is June 15th. So on those 2 days, I go big, go home somewhat. But, January, February, March, April, May, August, September, October, November, December, of the 15th, I do my self-care. I practice my self-care extra hard. Like this 15th that just passed, I did not practice self-care much because things happened. School was the agenda. Spring break just started, and I had to get this paper out the way, like I mentioned a couple episodes ago. And if y'all haven't heard it, please hear it. And that's the one on social work. So I had to get that done. I had to get that paper done by any means necessary. I had to get it done and do what I had to do. And plus, it was a Saturday, and I had a busy week coming up. And I was like, dang it, I should have, did what I did. But thank God I had nothing to do Monday, so that's when I participated. So most of the time, if I don't do nothing on that 15th, most likely it's either that 16th or 17th. But I push myself to do it on the 15th because that's what I had before. That's a treat to myself. Rather if it's big or small, to a nice meal, new self-care products, perfume, lip gloss. I'm a sucker for lip gloss, all that. Anything involving a lip. I'm not big on lipstick though. But everything like lip butter, lip gloss, That's me. And perfume and a pair of shoes. Those three things will have me like, so I when it comes to those three and plus food, when it comes to anything involving those four, I'm gonna take that risk. But Saturday I couldn't really do that. Saturday I couldn't really do what I wanted to do because I had, sometimes you have to sacrifice, but you also have to come up with a backup plan. So yes, I sacrificed that the 15th without doing my self care plan, but I was able to do it on a Monday because Mondays too. That's where stuff is not mostly crowded. When I got my eyebrows done, it wasn't crowded. When I got my lashes done, it wasn't crowded. When I got my food, it wasn't crowded. I was just like, yes. So Mondays work, Fridays sometimes it may work, but Saturdays is like, especially by being spring, everybody's outside, so you better get everything done while you can. But yes, it is important to have a well-rounded self-care plan that impacts with your mental. Me, I journal regardless, so that really helps me, and I have been um implementing that onto my students and they love it. I haven't put it on my fourth grade girls yet because I just have them during lunch and that's their social hour where we talk about any and everything. And we might do topics that just impacts with from what I observed. Like last week I wasn't able to come there. It was a topic that I wanted to do about, how to be a good friend. But they're gonna do it Thursday. And I had a star for them, like you just write out the characteristic traits of what a good friend is, or what do what a good friend is. That one was so dope and it was so cool. But I'm gonna do that for them. But on the other hand, my sixth grade girls, yes, they love the journals, diaries, whatever they want to call it, and they love it, and it's been helping them every step of the way. And I'm so glad, y'all. Even when I was doing my spring clean, I seen all my old journals. I was like, when you look back, it's so cringy, but I'm like, wow, I came a long way. Because sometimes, when you look at that mentally, some of the stuff I was reading, like for some of the days, I'm like, on this day, 3 years ago, I was in a messed up position. But now 3 years today, it's like, I'm way past that. So I like journaling stuff because you never know, like going back on that day, it can reflect on so much stuff. Because it might have the same impact on the same day, or it just have you learn. It's like a lesson learned, a real big lesson learned. So I encourage everybody to have journals, diaries, video. I even sometimes do the video diaries. I don't show or tell nobody because because that's my thoughts today. Sometimes it's like, look, sometimes people be having me jacked up. So, but do whatever you feel mentally. Like journaling, I love it. Video journaling, diaries, whatever. Also, meditation, yoga, whatever you like to do to just have you woosah in and out, in and out. And when it comes to your emotions, practice setting the boundaries. Setting boundaries is a big one. Like I said, I just set boundaries I'm starting to set more boundaries because not too long ago, my best friend asked that I wanted to go out this weekend. I said, absolutely not. I ain't say it like that. I was like, not gonna lie, I'm not going out. I had a busy, like for the last couple weeks and days, I've been so busy. Like the whole month of March just been busy. I love it, but sometimes it's like, look, I need to relax. And plus going outside costs a lot of money. Even though I have a little bit of change, sometimes I don't want to go outside because sometimes you be outside like, oh, I'm ready to go. So don't be afraid to set those boundaries where you have, like, if you don't want to do something, don't do it. Because sometimes I'll say, like, I would say I don't want to go out, but they be the best times. But if you know deep down, you're like, look, I don't feel like it. I don't want to, regardless of what it is, how big or small it is. Set them boundaries for yourself because you're entitled to feel how you feel, especially when it comes to your emotions. And if your gut, excuse me, y'all, and if your gut, my throat got a little dry too, again. If your gut is telling you, and if you know, like that little voice in your head is like, no, you need to chill out, we ain't doing nothing, don't even think about it, or you need to relax your mind, your body, do it, because that's you setting the boundaries for yourself as well as speaking up for yourself. I know it's hard to do, especially like when you love that person so much, but you gotta think sometimes they'll do it to and they probably won't catch on. So setting boundaries is a very important thing as well when it comes to self-care plan, because sometimes you just need to not be bothered, or you just want to, love on yourself extra harder. as well as when it comes to engaging in fulfilling relationships. Engage in relationships and friendships that are fit for you, especially when it comes to your emotions. Like the theme for this month, for Women's History Month, basically was sisterhood. You want to be surrounded by people that just bring you happiness and joy. You don't want to be around people that just have you feeling like you got to keep your nose up every 5 minutes, or you got to, keep your chin up and tap your purse and all that stuff. So emotions play a big part also with the fulfilling relationships and friendships, because you can have certain feelings and vibes towards people that you may and may not expect to have. Especially for us women, it takes a lot to feel about a person and to even want to build with someone. So when it comes to setting boundaries, that's a big one, as well as fulfilling relationships for your emotional state, as well as for your physical state. Just creating those habits like exercise and going to the gym, 30-minute workout, hour, 2 hour workouts is very important, as well as having a balanced nutrition. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I'm trying to stay away from sweets as possible, and I think I'm doing okay. I've been drinking a lot of water, fruit water and stuff like that. So setting boundaries like that too for your physical well-being. Summertime coming up, everybody want to be snatched like a wine glass. I don't blame you. However, it takes me a long time. And I've been thinking about going back to drinking detox tea. And y'all, detox tea is nothing to play with. I'm going to tell you from experience, okay? Because actually, it's funny because on the 15th, I was not able to do my self-care. And I drank detox tea, y'all, and it was doing what it said it was going to do. And I stopped, and I need to go back. But other than that, as well as having a good night's sleep, getting good night's sleeps is I feel like important, because that also helps with your day. Some people like me is do or die. It's gonna impact you in the long run, or it's gonna have you like don't even risk the fact of going in that place and you look slumped out. But I know for a fact, for me, if I'm tired, like today when I seen the kids, I was exhausted, but I still made it my prerogative, my duty to serve them. But when they left and I was doing my work, and after I had my little break, I was like, oh yeah, time to go. But I said, when I go home, no, I can't do that. I gotta record. I can't do that. I'm record. And then after I record, I do whatever I gotta do. But I can't let them down like that. No. So yes, y'all, the key elements of a healthy self-care routine that supports mental, emotional, and physical well-being is crucial and is key. Whatever you do to make you feel in the state you want to feel, practice self-care now. When should it says when I sound like I said when should women when should women realize the need for self-care, and how can they incorporate it into their busy life? Women should realize that when they know the mood swings up and down, and when they're stressed, burnt out, and just exhausted. Point blank period. We have an emotional roller coaster. You have those days where you up, you down. When you have those days like, okay, I got it, but then you just so burnt out to the point where you like, I can't take no more, and I'm not going to take another load on me. That's when you should know when you need a day to relax and unwind. When you're stressed out, depressed, anxious, anxiety, all those things are kicking in, do self-care and do it now. Impacting your physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, social, I don't care. You better participate in it now. I hope while you listen to me or somebody told you about this episode that you created the plan to help you, because it's very crucial and it's important to have a plan in mind when you're having anything going on in life like this, especially for our women. Because the saying, superheroes, and like every time March come, they have the woman with the denim outfit on with the polka dot bandana with her arm up, like, we can do it. Yeah, we can do it, but baby, I need a day or two to catch up and recharge and rejuvenate. So it's okay. It's okay. But from the moment you are, when a woman should realize the need for self-care is whenever she's stressed, exhausted, or burnt out. After any woman, she, us, her, all that, a group of women, girls, whatever, Women should realize the need for self-care whenever stress, exhausted, or burnout affect their moods, health, or their productiveness. Being productive. Incorporating self care into a busy schedule can be as simple as taking a 5-minute mental break, scheduling personal time, or practicing uh, gratitude each day. Small little moments of self care can make a difference, a big difference, even in midst of a hectic routine. Let me tell y'all, dealing within the school system, if you're dealing with children, I feel like it's required. It should be in the handbook when you apply, the manual, all that when you apply for the job. You better take a break. Do not take advantage of them breaks. Take it from me as someone that's interning at a school to be a social worker. Take that break, sis. I don't care what population you're dealing with. Take that break. When you're serving people and you know you got a day ahead of you, if one thing is flying after another, just coming at you like, oh, excuse me, if one thing just coming at you after another, you better take that 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 45-minute break. I guarantee you be back to normal. Even if you got to go in your car, even if you got to get away from the building, your desk, do it. Because, y'all, when I started out, I was like, no. My supervisor would be like, we leave at, the kids get out at 2:40. So that means some of us will leave like 3 o'clock, 3:30. One day it was so like a dead town. My supervisor was like, I'm going to leave early. She was like, you can leave early. I was like, okay. I left early, y'all. I ate, took a shower, and went to bed. Sometimes, y'all, even if you don't have the time to take a break, take your break towards the end or whatever. Even if you gotta cut the day short, do what you gotta do for your mental, because y'all, I tell y'all, sometimes even if the day is off, it's very busy. You have to love on yourself. You have to give yourself grace, especially within the professional setting, academics, all that. Give yourself grace, especially as a student and all that stuff. Baby, if you're in a classroom and you sitting down for all those hours and stuff, your back all hunched up, as y'all see in the video, if y'all watching the video after I just hunched my back up, it gets real in the field. Take that break mentally, because when you're so exhausted, burnt out, and you just over it, that impacts with your day and probably the rest of the moods to come. Even if it's not that time of the month, I guarantee you, you're going to have to do what's best for you. Y'all, my stomach hurt while I'm sitting here after I just said that. You got to do what's best for you. Because I'm thinking about something to eat, y'all. It's crazy. But bear with me. When you feel that it's not going to be a good day, sis, I need you to take a minute, get it together. Well, if you got to leave, have a day, do what you got to do. Because the moment you feel that burnout and all that, go home. Go home, baby. It's okay. Whatever it is, it'll be right there. Or whoever is able to help you pick up the pieces, that's amazing too. We all need somebody to help us in the making. Sometimes it might not happen, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm a person, you gotta do you got a lot on your plate and I don't have much. What you need help with? What can I take the load off for you? Because it gets real in the field and times is hard, and we all need to prioritize and mentally getting ourselves together as well as physically and the emotions, because if I snap, it ain't gonna look good. And y'all, I seen these interactions. So please practice self-care at all costs, as well as letting our younger generation practice with you, because I think if they practice, it'll help them too in the long run. Because I get it, sometimes you get smart, you snappy, you gotta tell it how it is. But baby, I guarantee you, if your mother, grandmother, or guardian, let you practice self-care with them, and they help you understand and stuff, breathe in, breathe out, or the teachers and stuff like that, I guarantee you it changed their life. Because y'all, my students I hope they're telling me the truth. That it's helping them. Like them just taking deep breaths, because I make them count. I count to 5. And then once I count to 5, they still going off. We're going to keep doing it over and over again. I ain't playing, because taking a deep breath is very important. Sometimes I catch myself talking really, really fast. And I'm like, I need to catch my breath. Because I feel like if I catch my breath and I don't be able to finish what I say, Sometimes I might forget. Sorry, y'all. I might forget, and we're human. But take a deep breath and get yourself together. You'll be just fine. So for all the women out there that's burnt out, exhausted, stressed out, please love on yourself. Pour into the cup of you. Love on you. So when you go back to your daily day life, physically doing whatever you do within your personal or professional life, you'll be just fine. Number 5. We're almost there, y'all. Where can women find resources or communities that ensure self-care and wellness? So women can find it everywhere, especially social media is a big one. Like I said, social media plays a big part now within this generation and day and age. Social media came through a lot, especially during the pandemic, entertainment, all that. Social media got so good to the point where people was having classes on Zoom, meditation and all that on Zoom and stuff like that. There's plenty of resources. I always say online because some people do not want to be in person again. So online, you got in person within your community, the flyers and stuff like that. Some places like schools and um stores and stuff, they do things that impacts with self-care, practicing self-care, hair, nails, all that. Even within the hair salon and nail salon stuff, you practice the self-care because you're loving on yourself, and they're also helping you with the self-care because the way they're, massaging you and stuff is to help you get the kinks and twinks and all that, kinks and twinks and knots out. So yes. So when women can find self-care support in online wellness communities, support groups, fitness clubs, therapy sessions, and self-care workshops. So all over, like I said, all those other places too. Social media platforms play a big role because, like I say, Facebook groups. Oh my gosh, y'all! I'm in a self care one for them now. They've been putting me on to the products when it comes to, like I said, I love a good lip, anything involving lip except for lipstick. They put on the good lip gloss, the perfumes, all that within self-care, make you feel good, the routines they're doing, the people they listen to, the stuff they go out to do, and places they even travel to do, y'all. Sometimes you even gotta travel, get a hotel, go to the spa, whatever. Like social media, those clubs, them sister clubs, them sisterhoods clubs, baby, the sisters will get you together. Your social media sisters get you together there. Okay? Because they have me over here looking at stuff like, oh, I gotta get that. Oh, I gotta get that. I'm gonna get it there. And once I do that, I'm gonna be like, oh, yeah, I like that. So online plays a big role within wellness because, when the pandemic stuff happened, people were not trusting outside and still not. And that's okay because sometimes, it's best to meet people where they are. And social media is a very good step. Podcasts. Hello. Having podcasts that also focus on self-improvement, self-empowerment, self-care, like the one and only E, vibing out with E, your one and only coach and your one and only coach that impacts with education and wellness. And so many more podcasts that just impacts with like the same thing that I'm doing within whatever way, whatever flow that they do. Music play a good one too, because certain music you play within the playlist. Big key factor. Do it, sis. As well as books are also good too within providing inspiration and guidance for building healthy habits. I have a book, y'all. It's called Badass Black Girl. That's an affirmations book, as well as it has a lot of facts and a lot of things involving African American women. And then there's another one they have, I think, with women affirmations, period, and something else. Y'all, if you're a person that love to read and stuff, get those books and stuff that will help enhance you for the better within your self-care, because that's a resource that can help you. And especially just not doing the things, also saying things to help you within your self-care. Because if you think negative, things are not going to be so good. Like things are going to be all dark and dull. Like my poster I have in my room, my office space for the girls when it comes to fixing growth mindset. I always tell them you don't want to have a gray area mind. You want to have the mind that has all the flowers and it's so pretty and it's bright just the way you are. So for us women too, that's coming up in this generation, we have to understand that we have to prioritize ourselves. We even not only just, doing it physically, but we have to endure it mentally and saying it to ourselves, because it don't make you conceited if saying like, I'm pretty, I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I'm sexy, I'm all this, the bag, it's just whatever, I'm hardworking, I'm a hustler, whatever, because that also helps your self-care, because it helps your mood, the mental, the energy that impacts with you going on for the day. And then local wellness centers and women focused organizations often host events and programs designed to empower women on their self-care journey. So it's stuff that's out here, y'all. It's stuff even in your community that are hosting things. Within Women's Month, I did see a lot of events going on. Shout out to all the people out there that made a lot of events impacting women or social work, because it's needed. Honor yourself, appreciate yourself, learn new things, and connect with people. Networking is a big thing, and it works wonders, baby. Trust me. Take it from me. And lastly, why is it crucial? Y'all, I love the why. If you're new here, why, the why question just sum up everything and hits the nail. So why is it crucial for women to make self-care a priority, and how does it contribute to overall empowerment and wellness? Straight off the back, y'all, like I said, it helps in the long run because it helps you within a professional and a personal aspect. It also helps you learn from yourself, and it also have you teach others in a way that is like, at one point, every story has everybody has a reason for the stories that they had. Like for me, self-care, I never knew I was really practicing it until I understood, like when I was younger. But now it's like it's needed, because when you're working in certain populations and working with people and stuff like that, or just as a human, as a woman itself, even with men, you have to prioritize some type of self-care for yourself, because now you're going to really go crazy. If you don't love on yourself like you love on others, what are you doing? You're going to go crazy, you're going to lose your mind. So it's crucial to it's crucial for women to make a self-care priority. It's crucial for women to make self-care a priority, because self-care, they create confidence, resentment, and inner peace, which strengthens their ability to navigate challenges. Prioritizing well-being allows women to operate from a place of empowerment rather than exhausting, leading to a better relationship, prioritizing, being proactive, and overall happiness. A woman who and takes care of her takes care of herself and inspires those around her to do the same creates a ripped effect of well-being in families and communities. And the quote I leave you with today is, self-care is not selfish. It's a necessary act of self-love that allows women to show up as their authentic selves for themselves and the world around them. Okay? As always, y'all, I hope you guys learned a lot from this. Forget y'all, I'm not saying I hope y'all learned something from this, because I make sure every vibe, I make sure that y'all learning a lot from it. You're learning something more than what you think. Because like I say all the time, it's impossible just to learn one thing from something that's like over 40 minutes. It's so impossible. It's so impossible. Even when you're in a lesson, like a lecture with a class or something, it's so impossible to sit there and you just learn one thing from it or that person. I'm the type of person that I have to learn multiple things to understand what's going on and be able to, understand what's going on, and then map out how it impacts my life. And I always say all the time, if I can't help someone, if I can't help a lot of people long as I can help someone. And that makes me feel good, especially with what I am doing now. Y'all get so tongue tied towards the end. I don't know why. But as always, y'all, I thank you all so very much for taking the time out of your busy day. I hope you all learned a few things from this, because this is very important and is very, very needed, as well as just understanding how things go and how the cookie crumbles. Okay? So, without further ado, I want you guys to enjoy this beautiful weather. Enjoy your day. Love on yourself. Please prioritize in self-care, because it's important, it's needed, it's crucial, it's essential. You gotta do it one way or another. And it helps you in the long run. Okay? So as always, you guys will hear from me next Wednesday. I thank you all. I hope this wellness lesson have improved you in any type of shape or form. Tell a friend and tell a friend. And yeah, I love you all. Please be safe. Display nothing but good vibes only. Be safe. Love on one another. And yes, you guys will hear from me next Wednesday.